Now, when we're doing a physics diagram, we want to get rid of all the irrelevant information. So here's my diagram. I've drawn the ground, and I've drawn the two bullets. I didn't draw the people, I didn't draw the gun because none of that matters. All that matters is the ground and the two bullets. Now let's look at the trajectory of these two bullets. This bullet, Fred's bullet, is just going to go straight down here. It's just going to be dropped here. And Joe's bullet has a more interesting trajectory. It goes all the way like this, and then eventually it hits the ground like that. So at first thought, we're going to assume it kind of seems like Joe's bullet is actually going to hit the ground much later. It's going to spend more time in the air, but that's not really what happens. To figure out what happens is we have to start to think of the horizontal and vertical components of motion completely separately. And the only components that matter here are the vertical components. So let's compare the vertical components of these two bullets. Well, they have the exact same distance. They go the same vertical distance. Starts at this height, ends at this height. This one starts at this height, and it ends at this height. They have the same vertical acceleration. They both have 9.8 meters per second down because of gravity. Both of them have that. And finally, they both have the same initial vertical velocity. They have no initial vertical velocity. This bullet here has no starting velocity at all. And this bullet, the one that's launched out of the gun, it has a lot of horizontal velocity, but it doesn't have any vertical velocity. It's not moving up or down. It's launched straight sideways. So they have the same starting vertical height. They travel the same vertical distance. They have the same vertical acceleration. They have the same initial vertical velocity. So they're actually in the air for the exact same amount of time. Now, this is an unfamiliar way to think for most people. And the core of thinking like a physicist is to realize that the horizontal components of motion and the vertical components of motion are completely separate from each other.